For those who move among the shadows of Necromunda, the name Lady Credo is a familiar one. Countless threads of sedition against the Imperial House weave their way back to the enigmatic matriarch of House Credo, and she is a master of pulling the strings of others to do her bidding. In fact, it was her husband, Constantine Credo, the last patriarch, who succumbed to her wiles and gave over control of the remnants of his house to her, becoming another general in her rebel armies. Since appearing from the wastes only a few years ago, Lady Credo has been massing the fallen houses and spreading dissension against Lord Helmore. Clearly of noble birth and bearing, some say she is one of Helmore's children returned to usurp him, while others claim she is descended from a far older and more powerful bloodline. Whatever the truth, Lady Credo is a power to be reckoned with, and under her tutelage the outcasts of Necromunda are growing in strength. Far from a cowering noble conducting war from the shadows, Lady Credo is a formidable warrior in her own right. Her skill with a power saber has cut down countless challenges to her cause, while her speed and resilience speak to hidden biomechanical implants or gen-enhancement of the highest order. She is also seldom seen without a pair of custom servo skulls hovering over her shoulders. The two constructs, dubbed Sinestus and Dexterous by the Lady, give her an exceptional view of the battlefield and help her find her foes wherever they might hide. G'day and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon and this is the series where I give you bite-sized little chunky videos of every single Dramatis Personae, hired gun, agent, aka special character in the game of Necromunda. Before I get into it though, please do like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon as well to keep me doing these videos, and long may it continue. Anyway, this one's a big one, Lady Credo, right up there as one of the most well-known and amazing special characters in the game of Necromunda. Lady Credo, until fairly recently, she hasn't really been involved in the lore. This chick sort of came out with the Aranthian Succession book, so she's in the most up-to-date lore, and she's pretty much the main, or one of the main characters in the whole of the Aranthian Succession lore. The thing kind of centers around her in a lot of ways, her trying to regain control of her, what she once had, I suppose, and take over the Imperial House, maybe. Anyway, that's a little bit of the lore. In terms of how she is in the game and her model and stuff, let's look at the model first, actually, because I quite like this one, but I do have a few bones to pick with it, if I'm honest. So this one's available from Forge World. It's a really nice looking model in the picture. Flowing gowns and some really cool looking servo skulls floating around the back. One is actually loading her pistol, which I think is a really cool little detail there. We've got a big high bonnet and a little sort of fabric mask hanging over the eyes there as well. Really lovely looking model when you see it in the picture. However, when you get hold of it from Forge World, it is incredibly fiddly and really hard to put together. Those pieces, the saber particularly, is nearly always going to come bent, unfortunately, because it's very, very thin and fragile. The pistol is also very thin and fragile, and the servo skulls are really hard to work with. So you're going to need to bend things, cut things, and shape things. I got a copy of this, and unfortunately the skirt was so warped that I couldn't use it at all. So it's basically gone in my bits box / bin, unfortunately. So I wouldn't mind getting another of this figure to play with, because that was a real sort of waste of money there. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. I just haven't got the patience to try and cut it all up and re-sculpt it and all that, because it's just a pain in the ass working with this kind of resin. Anyway, let's look at how she is in the game. She's 250 credits, which is actually really affordable. She's certainly not that expensive for what she does. And she's pretty damn good, let's be honest. Let's look at the stats now. She's movement 5, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, so your standard sort of leader or champion there. Strength and toughness 3, which is average, 3 wounds. So very similar to Cal Jericho already, except she's got one worse ballistic skill there. Initiative of 2 up, very good, all the best. 2 attacks, and mental stats are great actually, with leadership 5+, cool 5+, willpower 6+, intelligence 6+. So fantastic leadership stats there. Or mental stats, should I say. In terms of the skills that come baked into Lady Credo, we've got dodge, iron will, and parry. 3 really good skills. Dodge is a 6-up invuln save pretty much. Iron Will is very nice as well because it means you add 1 to your bottle roll pretty much. And we've got parry there as well, which is great combined with another parry weapon that she already has. In terms of the weapons, she has a mastercrafted las pistol, not quite as good as Khal Jericho's, but still a mastercrafted las pistol, and a power saber again, which I believe is the +1 to hit, -2 AP, power, parry, +1 strength, la-di-da. So nice weapons. The las pistol is a little bit of a, doesn't pack a punch, but it's nice to have. It's quite reliable, especially when it's master crafted. In terms of war gear though, she does have some nice war gear. We've got light carapace armor, refractor field as well, so you can take your pick whether you want to use that or the refractor field, and photo goggles, which is great. So photo goggles means she can see in the dark, through smoke, things like that. Now she's got some special rules here. She's got heir to the Outlands, so friendly outcast and outlaw fighters within 8 inches can use Lady Credo's leadership and cool, which is fantastic when if she was an outcast leader, because outcasts have such bad cool. We've got an 8+, I believe, on cool for most scummers, which is pretty terrible. We've also got Sinestus and Dexterous, which, as mentioned in the lore before, are the pair of custom servo skulls, which grant Lady Credo the following 360 vision arc at all times, which is great, and the photo goggles. So she doesn't actually come equipped with photo goggles. Dexterous or Sinestus give her photo goggles, which is pretty cool. If you want to check the rules for Lady Credo, they are in the Book of the Outcast. She's on the front cover of that one as well. And she's a pretty good character. I've used her as the sort of basis in an outcast gang for a rebel lord, because frankly she's better than your sort of standard rebel lord. She's got slightly better stats than your standard rebel lord, and she's slightly cheaper as well, so you can use her as an outcast. She's kind of designed to be an outcast leader. She was created for Book of the Outcast, so that's kind of what she's for. The character's really cool though, and if you like the lore and stuff, then just use her as is, but you could use her as an outcast leader and just use the rules to proxy a different miniature, because they're a fairly generic sort of rebel lord if you want to go down that path as well. Otherwise, 250 credits is definitely worth it for what she does. She seriously lacks range, I suppose, and that's my one sort of thing about Khal Jericho that I always sort of highlight, is the fact that he lacks range, but she certainly can get stuck in. She's not quite as survivable as Khal Jericho either. It's probably an unfair comparison because she's nowhere near as good as Khal Jericho, but she's the same sort of type of character, in that she's very, very popular and a big name in the Underhive. So that's Lady Credo anyway. I think she's pretty great overall. She's definitely up there near the top somewhere, but she's just not that exciting. She's great as an outcast leader, as a sort of rock who gives that sort of cool bonus out, and she's also got, the Iron Will really helps as well, and just a really nice sort of bit of lore and miniature there as well. So anyway, I'm waffling, so that's it for me for now. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.